Thank you all for having me here today. My name is Stephen Allen, and I have children that attend public schools in St. Lucie County. My opponent does not. This gives me a unique perspective on the challenges we face in St. Lucie County education system. I have watched as my children struggle with reading when the county decided to move away from phonics. And I hear my children's teachers when they say they are trapped in a failed system. One of the biggest problems we face in the county is wasteful spending. Last year, the board pulled funding for all current and future facilities projects except for one. They did this to fund a new, luxurious office building at St. Lucie West. Some of the funds that were pulled were for roof repairs and air conditioning maintenance at our schools around the county. They passed on using underutilized schools for this office space. They passed on using land that they already own, such as the Port St. Lucie Elementary land. They did this in favor of spending over $2 million on prime real estate next to the PGA Golf Club. They maintain this lavish lifestyle while our teachers beg for supplies. They build this luxurious new building while telling our parents that they cannot afford to fund a vocational technical school for our children. I am running for school board to bring common sense back to the district. Common sense to know that our teachers need the supplies to do the job we've asked them to do. The common sense to know that some of our children are in need of job skills training for when they leave high school. And the common sense to know that our tax dollars should be spent on the children and not on maintaining luxury for our school board. I am asking for your vote on August 28th. My name is Stephen Allen. You can visit my website at www.steveforschoolboard.com. So I believe that our schools should remain gun-free zones, except for officers and deputies that are trained to carry weapons on the school property. One of the problems that we face again is wasteful spending. Our SRO program is in jeopardy because of a $2.5 million budget shortfall inside the school district. Typically throughout Florida, the school district and the sheriff's department or the police department with which they contract through the SRO program, it becomes a 50-50 split for funding between the district and the officers. In St. Lucie County, it's only 11%. This is one of the main reasons why our sheriff was forced to go in front of the Board of County Commissioners earlier this week and ask for an increase in the millage rate to help fund the SRO program. I believe that if we can clean up our budget, get rid of the wasteful spending, that we will have the money available to keep our children safe. But we must move away from administrative luxury and start focusing more on the children that the money should be spent on. So there's two questions in there. The one that focuses on Common Core, as a parent in the county, I completely understand. Common Core has shifted so many of our ideological views on education to a perspective that we were not used to as we were growing up. Some of these were bad decisions and should be changed back, and we should lobby state legislatures to move in that direction. With regards to parental involvement, I believe that the best thing that we can do to increase parental involvement in St. Lucie County is to move back towards neighborhood schooling. We need to start petitioning Tallahassee to allow us to move back towards neighborhood schooling. That way the children in the neighborhood will have a sense of competitiveness. You also will have parents that will be able to reach out to other parents in their neighborhood when they have such questions as to homework and how to complete it. You'll also get more community involvement if we move back to neighborhood schooling. I think this is something that we should definitely look at to see if we can get more competitive and more parent involvement. I would say the biggest challenge that our teachers face today is being forced to subsidize our children's education. This is something that's not brought up in any other industry out there. You have teachers who are predominantly women that are being asked to subsidize out of their own pocket the supplies that they need to educate our children. Would we ask this of any other profession out there? I am a pilot, and at no point in time does my company ask me to purchase the fuel for the airplane. This is something that we need to look at. If we expect our teachers to teach our children well, if we hold them to a high standard, then we must provide them with the tools necessary to do the job. I want to say thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting this and having me here today. On August 28th, you have a decision to make. If you are comfortable with going from 21 A schools when my opponent was elected down to just 9 today, if you are comfortable with being ranked 60th out of 67 counties in 3rd grade reading, if you are comfortable with teachers being forced to beg for supplies while being some of the lowest paid teachers on the Treasure Coast, and if you are comfortable with taking on massive new debt to fund administrative luxury, then your choice is clear. However, if you believe that we should spend taxpayer dollars on the children instead of on administrative luxury, if you believe that we should build a vocational technical school for our children, if you believe that we should pay our teachers more and provide them with the tools necessary to do the job, and if you believe in a common sense approach to raising academic standards in St. Lucie County, then I ask you to vote for me. On August 28th, my name is Stephen Allen. I'm running for St. Lucie County School Board District 1. Please visit my website at www.steveforschoolboard.com.